It's Christmas, so it's time for another crazy Harley Quinn adventure. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. As I've been stating for most of this week, this is once again another holiday special. Actually though, this one, instead of being a separate book, takes place in the normal Harley Quinn timeline. So let's see what's gonna happen. This adventure begins with her and Red Tool going to the shopping center because she needs to see Santa. As they walk inside, Red Tool tells her that she isn't behaving like a proper Jewish girl, and she just retorts with, "I never behave like a proper Jewish girl." They both walk inside and they get in the line filled with children. And that's when Harley notices something. Santa isn't exactly there. A woman in a sexy elf costume steps out to sadly announce Santa has been delayed due to nasty weather, and he's sorry, but he can't make it today. So Merry Christmas! All of the kids slowly realize what's going on, and then they all cry out, Harley included. She runs over demanding to know what's going on from the elf, and the elf informs Harley that Santa is in the hospital, and they wouldn't give her any details. One of the kids snaps and starts to cry out that he wants to see Santa, so he ends up knocking over the giant candy canes, and like dominoes, it knocks over the rest of them, and boom! Harley is hit on the head. Dazed and confused, the elf and Red Tool look over her, asking if she's okay, and then another elf runs in, telling them that Santa is in the New York hospital. Seeing this as the chance that she needs to save Santa, Harley calls for Red Tool, and they run off to save Santa. They get to the hospital and they ask what's going on, because Santa is hooked up to one heck of a crazy device. The doctors explain that Santa is currently comatose, as he's battling his inner demons. You see, Santa remains happy because he's able to hide all of his dark and depressing thoughts deep down in his mind. But something changed and he's now battling himself in his own mind. The only way to save him is to have somebody shrink down and go into his inner thoughts. But if someone shrinks down, they can't be re-enlarged, so they're basically going to die. Harley, without a second thought, throws on a white jumpsuit and agrees to shrink down and be placed into Santa's head. She lays down on a table, and Red Tool decides that this is the time. He's finally gonna do it. He wants to let her know something, and she stops him. "If you're about to tell me that you love me, then you need to grow a set, you sappy dork." And he stops her. "No, I was going to say that this is one of your worst ideas ever." And like that, she vanishes as Red Tool calls out, "I'll always love you!" At first, things are weird already as she's floating around in nowhere space. Then snow appears, and in front of her she sees 5 igloos. Using the scientific process of her loving reindeer, she goes for that one first. And inside, she sees a row of dead reindeer at her feet. And not just any reindeer, a series of baby Rudolphs. Then she sees a giant that looks very similar to the Joker, but actually just looks really evil, asking who is she? And why is she interrupting? She runs at him, telling him that she is here to save the greatest holiday since Halloween and April Fools! As she runs at him, he simply picks her up off the ground and then pulls her apart from her legs. "Holy halfsies!" she calls out as both halves are thrown down and her legs begin to run off on their own. Before the monster that is Santa's inner demons can finish her off, she jumps into the exit hole with her legs, and she comes out of the igloo as one whole Harley again. Without much to go on, she picks another igloo, and this time it's one with cocktails on it, and she finds herself in a bikini on the beach. She sees girls playing volleyball and running around in the water, splashing each other. But the interesting thing is that she sees a jolly fat man in red swim trunks. He invites her to come over and have a non-holiday specific cocktail. So she does. She tells him that she is here to defeat his evils and save him. And he tells her, "That's not what's going on, Harley. You don't get it. Take a good look around, like a really good look around. Why would I ever go back to working like a slave, day in and day out, making a gazillion toys for kids that don't have the attention span of a squirrel? I've had enough. This year alone, I've had to make a whole factory for Harley bats and bats from that Walking Deceased show. Just tell the people trying to save me that you've lost me and go back to your naughty-filled life, Harley." Ho 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 ho. She doesn't believe him and she assumes the monster infected him or something, but Santa tells her that's not it. He's fine. Just go away. Then she notices all of the bikini women are standing staring at him. A fearful look comes over Santa's face as he asks her if she led the monster to this location. All of the women get the Joker's face on it, and then they run at Santa and Harley with a bunch of knives. Santa runs for the exit portal, telling Harley to get her cute behind into the exit as soon as she can. And that causes Harley to pause for a minute as she can't believe Santa said she had a cute behind. She could just die. The Joker women all begin to leap at Harley, swiping their knives left and right, cutting into her leg. But she's a better fighter than them as she goes and throws them aside before running to the exit, all bloodied up. As she falls out of the exit portal, she finds herself in her white jumpsuit again at the igloos, and she decides that she wants weapons. So she crawls through the igloo with the bat on it. Inside, she finds a bunch of dead elves and a blood trail leading to a door. So she kicks it open to find Santa covered in blood with another elf at his side. He explains that the evil is shapeshifting into all of the elves. He had to kill them all. The worst was when he had to kill Mrs. Claus. She walks him out and he tells her that he's done. He doesn't want to fight this anymore. And the elf that's with him, the one that was helping him, begins to change into morph. So, boss, you're done? Not much fight left in you, is there, old man? The inner demon starts to take over and tells the old man that he'll take over this body, and when he does, Harley will just become a virus. And do you know what happens to viruses? They get purged. Except Santa tells her that if she can defeat the demon that's using her thoughts against her, he'll continue Christmas until the end of time. So she uses laser swords on the evil Power Girl and Catwoman, and then an ornament cannon on the evil Batman, and she wraps a chain around the evil Wonder Woman's neck before burning up the evil Poison Ivy. Until finally, she wakes up. You see, none of that happened, like, at all. When she got hit in the head by the giant candy cane, she passed out and she's been dreaming this whole time. And at that moment, the mall Santa arrives telling everyone to move. Queens traffic is a nightmare. Harley turns to him. Is that all I get for saving Christmas? Go be crazy somewhere else. Santa has a wish list to ignore, the mall Santa tells her. So she grabs one of those candy canes and crack! She beats him over the head to the dismay of all the children. He wakes up with her sitting on his lap, telling her that she wants to tell him her wish. And once he hears it, he tells her, well, Harley, that's naughty, but it's also very nice. Happy holidays, everyone! It seems like every year Harley just goes on a crazy holiday adventure. I don't know. This is just another one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I personally love the Harley Quinn books, but I know some people are turned off by them with just how crazy and zany she can get at times. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Comicstorian. On Instagram, I give you guys images from my favorite comic books as I'm reading them, and on Twitter, I just ramble a lot. So yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you next time right here.